Hi, everybody. I'm Jed Mescott. Today we celebrate women across the world with International Women's Day. The Global Awareness Day celebrates the social, the economic, cultural, and political achievements of women everywhere. This year's theme, it's a good one. Choose to challenge. Not only that, but also encourage people to choose to challenge and call out gender bias and inequality. We choose to challenge, and that is what our theme is today. We are highlighting a TVFCU female-owned business member. A Little Bookish. What a great name for a business. Joining me now is Miranda Atkins. Miranda, I hope you are doing well. I love that title, A Little Bookish. And let me just say, a couple of years ago, you were really on a roll. You, along with your husband, you opened this brick and mortar store in Ottawa. There was nothing like it in the Ottawa area for books, for kids, and you were doing fantastic. And then it hit. And this is not a fiction. This is for real. The pandemic hit us. What was it like, Miranda?
Wow. Well, yeah, that's right. We had no idea what to expect and what to anticipate. And being so new, we just didn't really, we were used to being flexible and rolling with the punches, but this was just something that no one has experienced anything like it in our day. So we just had to get creative, and we had to try to I guess rethink our business model. We at first we thought this is just going to be a couple of weeks. We're going to be shut down for a couple of weeks. So what can we do? And so that's when we started doing local deliveries and dropping books off on people's porches.
So were you still open at that time? I mean, the store is beautiful. I mean, it's wooden floors. It is just so inviting. And like we said, Ottawa, one of the fastest growing areas in the Tennessee Valley, there was nothing like it there. And it was just doing so well. Kids were coming in for story time hour. Parents were just getting the feel for holding a book instead of ordering everything by mail. And then we talk about COVID. So you decided we're going to go ahead and close the store and we're going to deliver it in a very unique truck. Tell us about that.
So, like I said, originally we just started doing the local delivery, just me and my car, and then it just wasn't really effective. I mean, we still do it on some level, but only in Ottawa. But we were an event-based store, like you mentioned, story time, and we had several book clubs, and we did local author signings, and we were just trying so hard just to make the rent in our space, but we weren't using it. So we thought our main mission is to bring the books to the people. We can do that without the space. And that's how the bookmobile became our new model.
So the truck looks fantastic. It obviously had it looks like one of those Frito-Lay type of trucks. Look at that. That thing is huge, but you can walk into this truck. It is a tremendous adventure for kids. They must love this. What was the future life? The former life, I should say, of this truck?
Well, it actually was a potato chip truck. You were right on the money with that. It was a Cape Cod potato chip truck. And then it was reborn. A couple in Kentucky were using it as a boutique, and they were selling LuLaRoe out of it. And when COVID hit, they decided just to stop doing that because they had little kids at home and they didn't want to take that risk. So they decided just to shut down and sell the truck. And that's when we found it and gave it its third life as a bookmobile.
So as a small business owner, wow. Imagine somebody just getting started. You're hit with the pandemic. Well, let me ask you this question. Your husband, you and your husband started this business. Why books? Why did you decide to go this route?
Well, it was actually inspired from a book. I was reading a book called Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. And in the book, there's a librarian, and she loses the funding for her library, and she has to go to like a leadership workshop, and in there she does a trust fall, and they say, just say what, if you could do anything in your future, what would you do? And when she does the fall back, she says, I've always wanted to own a bookshop. And when I read that line, I got chills, and I thought, I've always wanted to own a bookshop. And so I ran to my husband with this crazy idea, and he was like, let's do it. So we saw Ottawa growing so quickly, and we wanted to be a part of it.
And you know what? Independent bookstores within the last few years really making a comeback. You know, I think people just like the smell when you walk into a bookstore, the feel of it all, just the chance to just see new titles, to ask you your opinion. You can't do that really when you order online. So in other words, your day is not in a storefront. Your day is in the backseat of that former potato chip truck.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. And book people love other book people. We just want to talk about books. We want to talk about who we're reading and what's new and what's our old favorite. And it's so fun just to meet other book people and to meet book kids who love books and are excited about books, and they want to, you know, go on those adventures with the characters. And I absolutely love it.
Miranda, you can go not only in the Ottawa area, you can take this truck anywhere. So businesses allow you to park the truck in the parking lot, and it's open for business.
Yeah. We have been out in Cleveland at a coffee shop. We've been out here in Ottawa at Fit One. We will be going out to, we've been doing lots of different subdivisions, and later this week, we're actually going into Chattanooga. So it's Cleveland, Chattanooga, Ottawa, whoever really reaches out and says, can you come out here? And if we can make it work, we make it work.
You know, this is brilliant because you can actually take this truck to a book club. If people are meeting at a house when this COVID gets out of here, you can actually take this book to a book club. They can make a decision right there, and they can get the books. This is perfect.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me ask you this question. Are you going to go back in to the bookstore, or do you want to stick on the road like you're doing?
You know, that was the original plan. The original plan was, let's do this until everything settles down and the world gets back to normal. And I would love to have the bookstore again. I miss the events. I miss the story time kids. I loved those kids. I had regulars that would come every week, and then there'd always be new kids, and that was so fun. But we're having so much fun with this adventure, and there's so much less stress about the overhead of keeping the building. So we'll kind of have to see what happens, but I believe passionately that every town needs a bookstore, and I want that for Ottawa. So I do think that probably sometime down the road we will do that, but I think we'll go this route for a while because we're having a blast.
You know, I think with so many parents and kids at home this past year, I think reading to kids is becoming more popular than ever. And I think parents are just seeing now the importance of actually holding a book in their hand and reading to the kids. I think your idea is fantastic. You are a TVFCU member. You received a small business loan in 2018. What was that experience like for you? And congratulations, because you know what? I've always wanted to own my own business, and you're doing it right, Miranda, and you're hanging in there. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. So yeah, we worked with TVFCU, and they had us go through the collab program. So we presented our business plan, and they made sure that it was, you know, not just a whim. It was something we were serious about and had a plan for. And when we were approved, we were very excited. So they actually showed up to our grand opening. So if we found our pictures online, you'll see our loan guy is there with us in the picture. So yeah, very supportive. We've really been thankful and blessed by TVFCU, and would recommend them to anybody who was trying to go out and make their dreams come true.
I'm so glad you said that, because the professionals in that part of the credit union, they stick with you and they want to see you. You're just not a loan number. You are a person, and they want to see you succeed. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are celebrating women across the world with International Women's Day. Advice that you have for women who are dreamers like yourself, that wow, they want to open their own business. And I guess one of the best things you can say is you never know. And I hate to say this, you got to really roll with the punches here, don't you?
Oh yeah, you have to be flexible. You have to be creative. You have to think, what can I do now? What can I do next? Maybe it's creating a book club so that you get 10 new members coming every month, or maybe it's putting everything on wheels and taking it from neighborhood to neighborhood. You really have to be flexible, but you also have to surround yourself with positive people who support you and cheer you on, and you just really need that light and encouragement in your life.
You're right. There is so much negativity, and boy, you can find plenty of people who will say, it'll never go. Don't do it. Don't do that. Choose to challenge. That is the theme this year. You are choosing to challenge the people of Ottawa to support you, and I think they're behind you 100%.
Thank you.